What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, and I'm back with another video. It's good to see everyone. Um, Today, we're going to talk about how to get them pockets right. So, glad to see you guys. What I need for you to do is go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all the latest content that I will be dropping. Okay. Um, this is God Bless the Hustle, where we talk about everything as it relates to hustling. So whether you're investing in crypto, real estate, stocks, starting your own business, whatever it is, we are going to talk about it. So go ahead and get your popcorn ready, get your cigars, get your nice glass of yak on the rocks, whatever's your favorite. Uh, Light up, sit back and relax, and let's talk about how to get this money. Okay, so if you are broke, this is the place to be. Okay, don't feel bad. We've all been there, but guess what? We don't have to stay there. Okay, so let's just ease our way into this video. And I really appreciate you guys for rocking with me on a Saturday night. I'm pretty much stranded at the crib, cars in the shop. But we'll be getting that thing back tomorrow. I will be back on the road in the scatty patty. So looking forward to seeing you guys on the highways and the byways. Yes. If you are wondering what is in my glass, that's a nice little Publix wine. $12, so didn't hurt the pockets, but it has a nice taste, goes down easy, and it gets the job done. So, guys, without further ado, let's get right into this video. So today we're going to talk about credit. Okay, credit is crucial. Um, if you want to level up, if you want to start hustling, if you want to scale, whatever you do, most of it revolves around your credit. If you're applying for jobs, it revolves around your credit. If you want to, you know, whatever, everything is evolves around credit. It's not too many things that you can do nowadays that credit is not something that's considered. You get car insurance, they want to know what is your credit score. So even though they say that these things don't affect you and they don't discriminate against you in any way, shape, or form, we all know that's a lie. Otherwise, there would be no reason to check your credit. Okay. So if you're trying to scale up and you're having a hard time because you got bad credit, there's some things that you need to do. And today in this video, that is what I'm going to help you guys do. This is going to be a very practical video on how to get your credit in the place that it needs to be. I appreciate all you guys rocking with me. You got any questions? Just please go ahead and drop those in the chat, and I will answer those questions to the best of my ability as they come through. Okay, so first thing is first. Why do you need credit? Because without credit, you're not going to be able to do anything in the United States of America. Okay, the way our economy is set up, the way the infrastructure is set up, you have to have credit. You have to play the credit game in order to scale, in order to invest, in order to do the things that you need to do. You need credit. Okay. Now, understand if you're from the mindset that you don't want to owe anyone, You don't want any debt. I get that. Okay. But if you're going to make major moves, you need credit. And here's the thing, all the big boys are taking all the money that they can get. As much as the feds are printing that money out, big companies, Apple, Google, Microsoft, they're taking massive loans to fund their projects. And why should you be left out? Why shouldn't you get money to fund whatever it is that you are trying to do? So we first have to start with the basics. You need credit in order to survive, in order to fully do what you need to do in today's economy, because that's the way our government is set up. You have to borrow money. It's just how it is. Okay, so let's get down into the basics of what it is that you need to do in order to get your credit right. Okay, so number one, if you don't have any credit, you have zero credit, or you've always paid for things cash, you've never had a credit card or things of that nature. The first thing you need to do is you need to get a credit card. Okay. Now you may say, "Hey, Bo, I don't, I try to get a credit card. They won't give me a credit card." Well, there's ways around that, and I'm going to start you guys off with the basics. Okay. So number one, if you have a bank account, checking savings account, what you need is a savings account. So if you don't have a savings account at your bank, go to your bank, open up a savings account. Okay. If your credit is at the point to where they won't even give you a credit card, then you're going to have to get a secured credit card. Okay. And with a secured credit card, the cool thing about getting a credit card from a bank is you can pretty much determine that limit to a certain degree. Okay, so you can go to your bank and you can say, "Hey, listen, I want a credit card. I'm gonna put $500 in my savings account, and I want a secure credit card against that $500 in my savings account." And what your bank will do is they will lock up that $500 in your savings account so you can't access it, and they will give you in exchange a credit card for $500. Okay. Now every bank is different, so the limits of what they will allow is going to vary from bank to bank. But usually you can get away with $500. If you want to put more up, you can put 1,000, 5,000, whatever the case may be. Ask the bank how much money you can put up and secure that debt against your savings, and they'll give you a credit card for that amount. Okay. So in the event that you default on the credit card, the bank will take your money that you put in your savings account, has the security, and they'll take that just in case you fall. So in these situations, there's pretty much almost 100% chance that you are going to get approved for that credit card. Okay. Now, once you get that credit card, it's very important that you understand why you're getting that credit card and actually how to use that credit card. Okay. When you get this credit card is not for you to buy things that you wouldn't normally buy. This credit card is for you to buy things that you buy already on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. We are not going to buy anything outside of what we already spend. So, gas, food, your car insurance, things that you have to pay every single month, your utilities, your water, your electric, your internet, whatever your streaming service is, things that you automatically pay on a monthly basis that you normally pay out of your checking and savings account. Now you're going to pay for those things with your credit card, or at least a, a portion of those things with the new credit card that you are receiving. Okay, so if your credit card is $500, $1,000, we're gonna be putting all that stuff on that credit card. Okay, in exchange, we're not going to be using our debit card. Now, ideal situation is for you to get a credit card for at least a limit for the amount of money that you spend on a regular basis. So if your bills are trickling down to $2,500, $3,000 per month, You want a credit card for at least that amount so you can pretty much pay all your bills on that credit card. And then 2 days, 3 days before your statement date, you want to pay that credit card off. Okay. So this is how we're going to start. So we're not going to get in any trouble. We're going to use this credit card responsibly, and we're only going to put things on the credit card that we would normally buy. So what we're not going to do is swipe our debit card and swipe our credit card. That's a no-no. Okay. That's not what we're going to do. Right. The only time you're going to use your checking account is to pay the bill at the end of the month. That's when you're able to use your checking account. Okay. So we're going to be responsible in how we actually use the credit card. Okay. So now, when we're building our credit with this credit card, okay, you might start off with one credit card, two credit cards, but the idea is you want to get that credit going so that you can increase your credit score. Your credit score is very, very important because banks, lenders, they're going to look at your credit score and they're going to determine if you're worthy to receive a loan from them, right? So you want to get that credit score as high as you can get it. And also, the terms of the loan is going to be based off of your credit score. So depending on what your credit score is going to determine the amount of interest you are going to pay on the debt. Now, what we're doing with the credit cards, getting the credit card established, is we don't plan to pay any interest. We don't want to pay anything extra above and beyond what we spend. Okay. So that's why we're going to pay that credit card off each and every month. I know some people say have a little balance, leave a little something over. You can do that, but if you're gonna leave something over, leave $1, leave 50 cents. Make sure it's not anything that's gonna put you in a situation where you're gonna be paying a lot more than what you anticipated, and you get caught with these fees and things of that nature. Okay, um, so that's number one. So let's recap a little bit, and then we'll proceed further on as far as how we're going to utilize these credit cards. All right. So number one, if you can't get a credit card, you're going to have to put your own money up for the credit card. So do a secured loan against your savings account for the credit limit that you are seeking, and that should secure your first credit card. There's no way the bank is not going to give you a credit card, okay? Because it's zero risk for them because you're using your own capital to secure the loan, okay? Once you get the credit card, number two, you want to make sure you can get a limit at least for the amount of money that you're spending each month on the credit on your bills. All right. So if your bills, like I said, if your bills are 2,500, you want to try to get a credit card that you can put all of your monthly expenses on. Okay. We're not going to use a debit card. So while we're swiping the credit card every single day for our basic expenses for the month, we're not using that debit card. That's how we get in trouble. Okay. We're only going to use that debit card once a month. That's going to be linked to your checking account, and you're going to pay your credit card bill, and then you're going to start the same process all over again the next month. Okay. Very important. All right. We are not buying purses. We're not taking vacations. We are not buying clothes to go out. We are buying our basic necessities with the credit card. We're going to be responsible with the credit because we're building our credit so we can get to the big boy toys, the real estate, business loans, higher limit credit cards, the better credit cards. That's why we're doing this. Okay. So when you first start out, you're gonna get these little bull crap cards. Um, you know, but you got to do what you got to do. You got to start where you got to start. All right. But as our credit increases, we start building a good relationship with that bank or that credit card, you're going to start getting more credit card offers. Now, if you haven't already, you can download apps like Credit Karma, MyFico.com, Experian. They have credit apps that gives you an idea of what your credit score is. I've heard from lenders that MyFico is probably the most accurate when it comes to your credit score, at least in regards to getting a mortgage. Company I used to work for, loan officer, said that myfico.com is pretty accurate as far as what your score is when it comes to getting a mortgage. So MyFico is pretty good. I like MyFico, and the great thing about these services is they will suggest credit cards to you based off of your credit score. Okay. And not only that, they will tell you what your approval odds are for the credit card. So, for example, MyFico might suggest that you get a Capital One card. It might suggest that you get this card or that card, but it's going to tell you your chances of getting this card is very, very good or not very good. So if you know it's not very good, don't even try to apply because you're going to waste the inquiry on your credit report. All right. So if we apply for credit, we want to make sure the inquiry doesn't go to waste, and we want to make sure we get that credit card. So only apply for cards that your credit score suggests that you can get. All right. So now that we have the credit card, it might take us 3, 4, 5, 6 months before we can get that second card. Okay. The key is you want to get as much available credit as you can. All right, because the more available credit you have, the better it is for your credit score, and the easier it is for you to get more money. All right, so if you have a $500 credit limit, it's not going to be easy for you to get more credit. Right, you're going to have to work your way up, build your score up, pay your bills on time, get all that stuff in order. But don't worry. Eventually, if you get one card, they're going to suggest that you get another card. And then that next card may be $500. Now you got $1,000. And then your next card may be $1,000. Now you got 2,000 available credit, right? And we're going to keep building that available credit. Okay. We're going to keep building that available credit. You want to get as much available credit as you can possibly get. And let me tell you why. The main reason is, and this is my own personal philosophy. Okay. So I'm not saying this works for everyone, and I'm not saying this is the only way, but it's my way. All right. This is what I like to do. This is my philosophy when it comes to credit cards. All right. I want as much available credit as I can possibly have. Okay. And the reason being is I want to use that available credit for emergencies. You might have to take a flight out of town, to handle something. Your tire may blow out. You may need some new brakes. Any type of unexpected expense, you want to be able to have funds aside to take care of those items. Okay. Now you can save your money up and use the money out of your savings account to do that. But that's your hard-earned cash. Why would you use your own hard-earned money to pay for things? Think about that. What's the point of having a savings account just to pay for unexpected expenses? You're going to save money just to pay for things that are going to irritate you to pay for. What's the point of saving money to dish out 2,500 because you got to fix your car, or you got to bail your boyfriend out of jail? I'm just playing. Maybe I'm not, but you get the point. All right. The reason You don't want to save your money and use your money for paying for expenses is because the value of the dollar decreases every single day. That means the cost of goods and services today are going to be more tomorrow, a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, right? Why is that? That's because the federal government is printing money every single day. That means if you got $10,000 in your bank account 12 months from now, it's really 8,500. 2 years from now, it's really 7,000. 3 years from now you're down to $5,000. We say, well, I still got $10,000 in there. Yeah, but everything costs more now. So your money is not worth as much because the feds print money. America prints money, which is why it's not a good idea to save money. So what do? You get as much available credit as you possibly can get, and you use that available credit for your emergencies. Now, this is not going to hurt you because emergencies don't really pop up quite that often. How often is it that you have some huge emergency that you have to dish out several $1,000s? It's not that often if you really think about it. Okay. So, what we're going to do is the money that we're saving, we're going to invest that money. All right. We're not going to save, we're going to put 90% of what we get to go towards saving. We're going to take that, we're going to put that into the stock market, into some stocks that you like. We're going to put that into some crypto projects that you like. We're going to put that towards something that is going to help you make money. Maybe it's a side hustle that you're good at, that you're making money from, but we're going to invest that money. I'm not saying don't have a little cash, but I'm saying 90% of your cash positions should be in instruments like stocks, crypto, small business that you're doing. And let me just say this, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay. So make sure you do your own research. And also, these are just my own subjective thoughts and opinions about investing. Okay. So we're going to take that money, we're going to invest that money in stocks, we're going to invest that money in crypto, we're going to invest that money into whatever other vehicle, 401k, whatever other vehicle that's going to help us generate money, that's going to help us build money while we're sleeping. And we're going to get as much available credit as we can possibly get to take care of things like unexpected expenses. So let's say, for example, you've been building your credit up, your credit score is going up, you're getting better credit cards, your credit line, your available credit went from, let's say, $1,000. Now you're at $10,000 available credit, right? And unexpected event happens. You take that credit card and you put $2,000 over. Don't put all the money on one credit card. You want to spread it out if you have an emergency. So put 1,000 on one card, 1,000 on another card. You want to break it up, right? But if you got $10,000 in available credit and you use 2,000 of it, right? It's not gonna, your utilization is not gonna take a huge hit. Okay. So even if you can't pay that back right away because your money's invested, stocks, crypto, your 401k, whatever it is, it's okay. It doesn't matter if you don't have a lot of cash on hand to take care of it, because you have your credit cards. Now remember what I said. These occurrences, these huge unexpected events do not happen very often. Okay. So as long as you're living within your means, you're not buying things that you shouldn't be buying, and you're using your credit card responsibly, when that unexpected occurrence, event, whatever happens, your credit cards, you have a zero balance because you're paying those cards off every single month. Okay. Now, where you get in trouble is if you're using those credit cards, you're using your debit cards, and then something happens. Okay. Now it's not going to really work out for you that well. You're going to end up paying a lot of interest, and you might get yourself in a situation where it's going to be very difficult to get out of. right? So we want to use these credit cards responsibly. Okay, you want to get to the point to where you can get the best credit cards. Here's another great thing about credit cards is once you start getting the better credit cards, your score starts improving. You can utilize things like cash back. So, for example, if you're spending $2,000 a month on, your monthly bills, let's just say you're spending $2,500 per month on your basic necessities, right? And let's say a credit card is going to give you times 1.5% cash back. 1.5% cash back is $37.50 on $2,500. Now you may say, oh, that's not a lot. To me, it is. Okay, because what that means is something that you paid for, you got $37.50 to go toward. That's money that you're saving. If you times that by 12, you would have saved yourself over the course of a year $450. That's a $450. So let's just say at the end of the year, somebody hands you $450. You're not going to be mad at that. You're going to be okay with that, right? So that means that coffee is going to be for free. You're going to have to eat or $450 in gas for free. Your lunch was for free. So cash back is important because it helps you save money. But to get to those cash back rewards, we got to build our credit up, get the good cards, and we're going to get there, right? But we're going to get there by being responsible. Okay, it's all about making a decision to take control of your finances, right? A lot of times, people are not. It's not that people don't want to pay their bills. It's they don't understand money, and they don't understand how the economy works as far as or the structure of how it's set up. So you can be a very honest person and you can be like, yeah, I'm gonna pay my bills every day. If I borrow some money, I'm gonna pay it back. But what happens is sometimes you might not be able to pay it back because you might have that unexpected expense. And because you don't have any money working for you, so your money's not growing, you're just working and trading time for money, you can't get ahead. Because while you're doing that, the cost of goods and services are going up. You don't have money working for you. And then when you have that big expense, you have to pay minimal payments, and then interest starts eating you up. And now you're in a situation where the only time you can catch up is when you get your tax return. And when you get your tax return, you don't want to put all that money on that credit card to pay it off because, hey, that's no fun, right? So you get into a situation where your credit score is really not indicative of the person you are. It's just a situation of you just don't have the knowledge to set yourself up to win. All right. So that's what I plan to do on this channel is to set you up to win. The reason I know all this stuff is because I had to do all this stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't like credit cards. I thought they were a trap, but it came back to bite me when I started realizing, man, I don't have all this money to go buy this and buy that. And as a result of not playing the game, my credit score wasn't ideal. And I'm like, man, so you mean to tell me I'm getting penalized for not having credit cards? What sense does that make? Right? But it's not about making sense. It's about understanding the game that you're playing. That's what it's about. Right? So we got to get these credit cards. Okay. So let's just recap. If you can't get a credit card because your credit's terrible, go to a bank, get a savings account, take out a loan against that savings account, take out a credit card against your savings account. So if you put 500 in the savings, ask them for a $500 credit card. They will give you the credit card. Okay, you will get the credit card. Pay that credit card off every single month. Do not carry a balance. I know people say carry a balance. Right now, we're not worried. Do pay that card off. Pay it off too. If you're going to carry a balance, if you're going to carry a balance, I know some people are going to debate me on this, but if you're going to carry a balance, $1, 50 cents, something so minuscule that there's no way that you can get messed up. All right. Pay that thing off every month, and as your credit improves, your credit limit is going to increase. The card's going to offer you to increase your credit line. You're going to be in a situation where you're going to be able to get better credit cards. The credit apps are going to tell you when you should apply. Hey, Sally, I think that you should apply for this credit card because you have outstanding approval odds. Apply for that credit card. If it says that you have terrible approval odds, I think it's pretty obvious. Do not apply for that credit card. All right. As we build that available credit up, you want to get as much available credit as you can get. 20, 30, 40, $100,000 of available credit. Get as much available credit as you can get. Get a lot. Get a lot. We're going to play the game. We're going to play the system. All your money that you would normally take and save and put into your savings account that you're going to get 0.0.0.0.0.0.0.0.1 interest on, basically meaning you're not going to make any money off of it. You're going to take that money and you're going to invest into the stock market. You're going to invest into crypto. Now, here's the thing. You might say, hey, I'm not really that, I don't really know about these stocks. Then go with the companies that you know are safe. Throw the money in McDonald's. McDonald's isn't going anywhere. Throw the money in Walmart. Walmart is bigger than Amazon, believe it or not. Throw it in Amazon. Throw it in Apple. Throw it in Microsoft. Throw it in companies that you know will not fail. Okay? Until you figure out and you can become more savvy and you can start getting into growth stocks that you think are going to 10x your money over time. But until then, if you don't really know what you're doing, go with the safe companies, or you can go with an ETF. You can go with the S&P 500. That's every single company in America. So you're putting your money and you're banking on America succeeding. Go with the S&P. Don't expect huge returns, but it's going to be more money than you get at the bank, and you'll be building up your credit, and you have that money set aside on your credit cards for emergencies. And if the emergency doesn't happen, you have time to pay that credit card off because the rest of your cards are zero balance every single month, right? So you're not going to get in a situation where you're going to be over leveraged with your credit because we're going to be responsible. Okay? We're going to be responsible. It's all about playing the game, guys. It's all about playing the game. Okay? You have to make your money work for you, and you have to use your credit to level up. That's the game. Listen to Jay-Z's album, 444. He talks about this. You have to have credit, man. Otherwise, you're going to have cash. And who has tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars of cash? They just go buy everything they want cash. It's a very small percentage of people on the planet that can actually do that. And just because a person's a millionaire doesn't mean they have $1 million in cash. So the numbers are really small for people who can actually pay for whatever they want in cash. Right? Besides, who wants to do that? Why would you want to use your own money when in America, this is the only country in the world, and forgive me if I'm telling a lie, but this is the only country in the world where you can get rich without having any money. Pause. Let me say that again. America is the only country in the world where you can get rich without having any money. Get your credit up. Get your credit cards. Any questions, please drop me a comment. I will be sure to answer those questions for you. This is God Bless the Hustle, and I'm going to teach you guys practical ways to get them pockets right. That's it for the day stream. I love you guys. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll be back soon with another video.